Alright guys, episode 29 of our Ottawa Senators franchise mode. If you missed out on the last one, we had some franchise altering decisions that we needed to keep in mind. So, we want to sign both Jake Sanderson and Damian Pascal to contracts. However, we do not have the cap space to do it. We only have $13 million of cap space, and for 6 years, Jake Sanderson wants $11.7 million. We could do that, but then we can't sign on Damian Pascal, who wants $10.325 for 7 years. So what we have to do is we need to free up some cap space. So before we do anything, we're just going to jump right into it. And we have to say goodbye to some players on this team. First up, I'm going to have to trade away Vladislav Gavrikov. He was a free agency pickup in which year? The year 2027. So he's played with us for 2 years now. He was a very serviceable defenseman, always a good plus minus. Only took 16 penalty minutes last year, 20 points in 82 games, kind of a vibe. So definitely a decent third pairing defenseman. But for us, he's making way too much money to be on that third line. So I'm just gonna go send him to the West, to San Jose. Let's do it. In San Jose, they are listed as a seller, so doesn't really make sense, but either way, they want him. So let's pick up the 7th for this year as well. Let's see if we can't do that. And see what they say to it. Rejected, okay, but without the 7th, they're going to accept that. So there we go. Vladislav Gavrikov, thank you for your service. We also have a bit of a log jam at defense too, if you notice. On defense here, we're going to have Sanderson, Chabot, Rasmus Anderson, Noah Dobson, and Jake Clemenson, and then maybe Kevin Ball. But we could also have Petri Louis, who is a defensive defenseman we drafted in the 6th round last year, who grew to a 79 overall. We also have Don Ritchie, who can play in the NHL as an offensive defenseman, and we also even have Salvador Ferrero or Tomi Kapanen, who can come up. So we have a lot of high 70 overall guys that can definitely play in the NHL. Okay, and next up on the list is Drake Batherson. This one's gonna hurt us. He's listed as a second line forward. Last year he had a bad year, but I put him on the 4th line for chemistry purposes. But he's been a consistent 50-60 point player since we started the simulation, really, and he's been a fantastic player for us. He's played his entire career here in Ottawa as well, so definitely shout out to Drake Batherson. He's a lifelong Sen, but he's making $6.325 million this year, and we just need to free up some salary cap wherever we can. So Drake Batherson realistically is just the odd man out, guys. So it's very sad to see him go, but we're gonna try to find a trade for him, try to send him to a decent team, preferably out in the West. Let's send him to Anaheim here. I obviously don't want to take back any salary because we're trying to free cap space up for for Sanderson and Pascal. So let me see what we can get back for Drake Batherson. All right, I'm going to try to trade him for a 2nd and a 3rd here. I don't know if it's going to go through a 2nd next year and a 3rd this year. What do you say? Not sufficient at all. Okay. So 3rd and a 4th seems like Drake Batherson and Vladislav Gavrikov. Do those guys really have the same amount of trade value, man? All right, I guess this is what we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna try to put in like a 6th and a 7th this year as well, and see what they say to that. Trade accepted. Okay, Anaheim. So thank you very much for being a willing participant to our cap dump there. So Drake Batherson, excuse me, and Vladislav Gavrikov are both off the team now. It's a sad day for Sens fans everywhere, but it does allow us to sign Jake Sanderson to a 6-year deal at hopefully 11 mil. I'm going to put him down to 11 mil and see what he says to that. And then we can also look at signing Damian Pascal to whatever his offer is. 85% of $11.7 million is 9.9. So let's see if he'll sign on for 10.5 mil for the next 6 years. That would be pretty crazy, but I've seen the 85% trick work a lot, so let's hope it can do it once again. And for 7 years for Damian Pascal, that brings him down to 8.77 million. So let's go 9.5 and see what he has to say with that. So 9.5 for Damian Pascal. What did I say? 10.5 for Jake Sanderson. So I think those are pretty fair deals. We'll have to come back in a few days and see what they say. Otherwise, we do need to fill up the goaltending position as well, but I don't want to make any moves before we have the cap space. We still have Justus Anunin here and Ilya Sorokin, so we should be okay. And then in the system, we have our medium backup potential Levi Maralainen, as well as Marcus Vishnevsky, who's a medium elite, and a high elite Mason Kadri. So we do still have some depth here in our goaltending system, and hopefully Marcus Vishnevsky might jump up to a 79, maybe an 80 overall, can play in the NHL, play a few games in the NHL. So that's something I don't really know if we need to touch our goaltending. Forwards, I think we have enough as well, so I'm really looking forward to this year. I think we can definitely be a good team. Without further ado, let's start advancing a few days in the season here, and let's see what Jake Sanderson and Damien Pascal say about those contract offers. We should get a message here. Reject your offer, not come to the table with enough cash for Jake Sanderson, but Damien Pascal is on board at 9.5 mil, so that's very, very good. We just have to deal with Jake Sanderson now. Also, I forgot to mention, I always like to involve you guys in the process, so I would like to say that definitely the trade ideas for Vladislav Gavrikov and for Drake Batherson do come for Fresh Bread. I'll put a comment up here because I didn't give him his dues at the start of the video, so I'm sorry about that, Fresh. But yes, he did tell us to trade both Batherson and Gavrikov. He also put a little bit of a suggestion in here that we could trade Jake Sanderson for some picks if we have to as well, but I think we have the cap space to just sign him, so that's going to be a good addition to the team, hopefully. Let's go 10. Let's go. No, I don't want to mess around with it because teams could start offering him some deals. So let's go 7 years, 10.95 mil. See what he has to say to that. Let's go, Jake. I need you on this team, buddy. And Jake still rejects the offer and simply not within my consideration range. If you're interested, discuss a higher salary. Okay, Jake, I see how it's going to be. You want to play hardball? I guess this is what happens with negotiations out here. So, okay, in the system, Jake Sanderson, you want set. See, now your demand's coming down anyway. So 7 years, 11.5. I'm just going to offer you 7 years at 10 points. No, let's do 7 years, 10.95. Let's do the same deal we just did. Because since his demand went down, let's see what he has to say to it. And let's hope that he can, accept this offer now, and hope that nobody else offers him a contract. I don't think anyone will because he's asking for so much. But let's see. Reject your offer. Still not within your consideration range. Okay, I'll go up to like 11.1 or 2 mil, but I'm not gonna be breaking my neck over you, Jake. If you don't want to sign with this team, that's your prerogative. I'm gonna go to 11.1 mil. As that kind of leaves us kind of rough for next year, maybe, but 11.075 for the next 7 years, Jake. You're getting $77 million. In the real world, by the way, forgot to mention this, he just signed a contract for $64 million for the next 8 years, so congratulations to him. He's a rich man now, let's say that. And the Sens are definitely dishing out some big-time contracts to their young players, which I'm here for, man. If they're going to keep playing well, I am totally here. And thank you, Jake. Thank you for not playing around with me too much there. So I'm definitely here for the Sens to sign their players for long-term if they're going to produce the way that we want them to. So let me look at the roster now, though. Enough of this real-world talk. Forwards, we have Stützle, DeBrincat, Pascal. That's 3 guys. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 11, 12. I could do with a 4th line guy, probably a centerman. That would be nice. Okay, I think I found the guy that I want to go after here. Adam Edstrom. Where is he from? From Sweden here. Look at his defensive stats. He's got 81 defensive awareness, is not great, but 83 face-offs, 85 shot blocking, and 86 stick checking. It looks like he can get it done defensively for sure. He also has 98 wrist shot power and 97 slap shot power with 99 discipline. So this guy might be able to be a penalty killer for us for sure. He's 6'8" as well. Looks like he scores around maybe like 20 points on a 4th line role. In a 4th line role in 10 minutes a night. He's decent face-off percentage as well. So I think this is somebody we can take a chance on. He's been in the New York Rangers system his entire career, and he's just going to be a 4th line guy for us. He wants basically league minimum as well for only 1 year. So I'm down to give him a 2-way contract as well. I'll give you the max 2-way deal for you to come to Ottawa. You can play on that 4th line with us, maybe be a 13th forward or something like that. So I'm definitely down for that. So we need a center down there for that 4th line as well. So let's hope that this works out, and let's sign him up to a contract and see what he has to say about it. And oh, Tyler Boucher accepts our qualifying offer as well, so that's good. And Edstrom as well. So we're gonna have a pretty big log jam in the forward core. But let's start simulating now to next season because we got some work to do. Got to figure out these lines. Who's gonna be on the team? Who's not gonna be on the team? We have a lot of guys in that 79 to 80 range who can definitely jump up and make the team. So yeah, I don't know. The returning Ottawa Senators are going to look quite different than last year. Definitely in the bottom six, it's going to look very different. So I hope that we can still be a good team going into next season. I'm definitely going to be playing not playing, but watching a few games next season just so that, this video isn't only like 10 minutes long, and I'll meet you guys there. Okay, so first things first, with the absence of Drake Batherson out there now, we need a new alternate captain. We have Thomas Chabot as our captain. We have Tim Stützle as our assistant. I also realized we only have one right winger. That's crazy. But I think he will be our alternate captain. We're going to throw it on Alex DeBrincat. He's been here for quite some time now, so I'm definitely okay to do that. And the rest of the team looks good. So let's get to those edit line screens now and see what the team is looking like. So we have that +5 still up there. Oh my gosh, Walker Reimer up to an 87 with Ruslan Zadorov and Pablo Kilger, who's now an 86 overall. Oh boy, this team is looking pretty good in the top 6 for sure. Second unit now, or third line, excuse me. We're going to have Christian Havlat there. I agree with that. He's only a 79 overall, man. This guy was drafted 8th overall in 2025. We are now in, what is this, like 2029? Well, what year is it? Hang on, I got to look on the top right. We're in the year 2029, so I don't know why Christian Havlat has not been growing, but he's gonna need to get the chance this year. I think play on that third line. Tyler Boucher, how much is he making? 1.45 this year. Keegan Keatley, I'd like to see be playing. This is his rookie season, correct? Yeah, this is his rookie season. So throw him up there +5 on that third line as well. Look at all the X factors we have on this team, dude. This is crazy. We have a lot of drafted prospects for sure. Rick Corrado is here. But where is Alfredson? Alfredson not in the rosters. Let's go to the AHL and see. Robert Alfredson now an 81 overall. He needs to play as well. So, oh my goodness, dude. I don't know how we're going to do these lines, man. But Robert Alfredson definitely has to get up here. So let's bring him up. Also, Don Ritchie is now an 80 overall offensive defenseman. So let's bring him up. In the NHL, do people need to come down? Most likely, right? So let's see. Let's bring down Ridley Gregg. And is that good? Yeah, let's confirm that. Okay, best AHL lines for now. I want to go to the NHL, though, and see what we're working with here in these edit lines. I need... Well, what's Corrado done? He's a two-way forward. He's got good defensive stats. Really good defensive stats. Tyler Boucher also has really good defensive stats. Dimitri Tootin also has to be on that third line, though. So what do I do? Is Berkeley Catton relegated to fourth line ice time? He's on his 6-year extension at $2.75 million. Like see, this is the problem. We have such a logjam in the defense, in the forward core, that we have guys who should be playing third line or second line ice time even. Like Tootin could be a second line center. But they're relegated to third line and fourth line time respectively. So I don't know, man. I do not know what we should be doing about this. Down here, like on the fourth line, we need a centerman, but I also need to get all these guys playing time. So is Edstrom going to be the centerman down here for Tyler Boucher? Then the right wing, like the right and the left wings, I can't get Christian Havlat out of there. He needs third line time. But Keatley also needs third line time, so I don't know what to do. Rick Corrado needs to play somewhere, as does Robert Alfredson, who is a 81 overall now. Weird stuff, weird stuff. But Alfredson definitely has to play. I have to make that executive decision right now. He's got to play. So defensively, let's just do this defensive core first because it should be fairly easy. Why aren't we getting those plus? What happened to the coaching system? It was supposed to be. What the heck is going on here? Did I not resend the coach by accident? Because we should have pluses. Because we should have pinch cycle as our coach and player preference. So let me go look at the coaches now. So that was a big mistake that I made. I forgot about signing the coaches, man. That's really unfortunate. Really big mistake by me. So we're gonna have to sign this guy on who does have our pinch cycle bias for the defenseman so that we can get some type of chemistry in defense. All right, but this defensive core looks okay, but I do want to try to get, what's his name in here? Don Ritchie, who's an 80 overall offensive defenseman. Fits the top pair, but nowhere else really. So yeah, see, with this coach, it's kind of rough. But we'll keep it for now. I also need to go look at the unsigned players because there are defensemen in there. We need to make moves for sure. You guys got to let me know, who do you think we should move out and who should stay on this team? Because look at this. Oh my gosh, Petri Louis, also a defensive defenseman. He's got to play in the NHL. He's an 81 overall now, so I should probably sign him. Means we got to move out like Kevin Ball or Rasmus Anderson or Noah Dobson, somebody like that. So what do we do, guys? What do we do? Should I sign Petri Louis? I think I have to. He's listed as a top 6 defenseman. He's a low elite. He's also somebody we drafted in the 6th round, so somebody that we want to get in the system for sure. With 5-star physical, no skating, 1.5-star skating. Yikes. But yeah, he definitely needs to play in the NHL. Thomas Kapanen's at 78 overall. He could be a depth defenseman for us, so let me know, guys. Let me know. Other than that, I will change these lines up for you guys so you don't have to watch me do it all. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Going into the preseason, I'm going to mess with the lines every game because I want Christian Havlid, Adam Edstrom, Tyler Boucher and Rick Corrado to be fighting for basically 4th line minutes, so fighting for like these 2 spots right here, the left wing 4th line and the center 4th line, because I think Robert Alfredson is safe to be on this team. He's also a left winger originally, so I think Robert Alfredson is definitely safe to play here with us. 2-way forward, medium elite depth. He's listed as a depth forward, but look at the puck skills, look at the defense, look at the, I don't know, physical I guess is okay. So other than that, guys, I'm gonna go through preseason. I'm gonna show you guys their stats maybe at the end of games or things like that, and we'll get through this. We'll find a way to make it all work. Probably Kevin Ball will have to be traded. He's getting $2 million to be our 7th defenseman, so I don't know what's going to happen there. Okay, so this is going to be the lines going into the first game of the preseason. Remember, guys, so I scratched Stützle, I scratched DeBrincat because they're definitely on the team. So we're going to give tryouts to Tyler Boucher, Adam Edstrom, Rick Corrado, Robert Alfredson, Christian Havlid, a lot of guys. Keegan Keatley even getting a tryout here. On defense, I'm going to take out Thomas Chabot and throw in Kevin Ball just to see what kind of chemistry that brings to the lineup. We'll go Kevin Ball, Don Ritchie fighting. They're both fighting for ice time, so let's throw them on the same line together, give them some time. And then goaltending wise, I forgot to show you guys this as well. Goalie wise, we got to make some roster moves because up here we have 3 goalies fighting for 2 spots basically. But in goal we have Vishnevsky, who grew to a 81 overall, so we got to get him up here. But of course, now we need to send somebody down. So let's actually send down... Also, Ilya Sorokin dropped to an 84 overall, a little concerning. Let's send down, for now, let's send down Tim Stützle. We know he's going to be on the team, but there's no waivers in the preseason. So let's do that. Let's go best lines AHL. And now for the NHL, I'm going to start with... Let's start off with Vishnevsky. Why not? And see what he has to show. Marcus Vishnevsky is going to get his first start. So let's get simulating this first game of the preseason. This is going to be probably more of a management episode, just like the last one. And then we'll get into the regular season. But I'll show you guys the results of our first game in the preseason. All right, so we're just going to simulate here each period. Not really worried too much about what happens in it. Ruslan Zadorov scores. Tyler Boucher scores on the power play. And Pablo Kilgo scores. We're going into overtime. We're going into a shootout. And we lose in the shootout. That's okay. So let's look at these 3 stars. Tyler Boucher, Ruslan Zadorov, okay. And for our individual stats here, Pablo Kilgo, Rasmus Anderson, Walker Reimer. So all the really good players. Tyler Boucher here had played 18 minutes a night. Are you kidding me? Or 18 minutes tonight. That's crazy. Christian Havlid with an assist as well, only playing 13 minutes. Keegan Keatley with an assist. Robert Alfredson with nothing. Edstrom with nothing. Don Ritchie with nothing. So -2 for Don Ritchie there. What about Kevin Ball with nothing? Rick Corrado, but he was not a minus. So, okay. That's a decent first game for some guys. For other guys, they got to step it up. So let's make some line changes and get into the next game. All right, these are the lines going into game number 2. We're going to have Keatley with Zadorov and Robert Alfredson. Berkeley Catton still on that first line. Then Rick Corrado is going to be on the 3rd line with Christian Havlid and Tooten. And then Edstrom with Tyler Boucher on that 4th. Tyler Boucher on the 4th line still got a goal and played 20 minutes for some reason, so I don't really understand that. Kevin Ball and Don Ritchie, they were -2, but they get a +2 now because I changed our coach. I got a new coach, so we now have pinch cycle on that first pair, so I can get like a plus. I could probably get a +5 with Thomas Chabot and Jake Clemenson. Clemenson only at 81 overall though. That's kind of scaring me too. So not sure. Let's split them up this game. Why not? And goaltending, it was, who was in the net again? It was Vishnevsky, right? Who had a 1 game played, a 900 save percentage. We're going to go with Justus Anunen for this one and see what he brings to the table. So let's get the second game underway now. Here we go. Game 2. First period, nothing. Second period, 3-2 for us. Walker Reimer, Keegan Keatley, Damien Pascal score. Vishnevsky's in the... Why is Vishnevsky in the net? I put Justus Anunen in. Oh, because I had to simulate, right? Okay. Third period now, 4-3 for us. Berkeley Catton scores. So how did the boys do? Let's look at these stats. Okay, Don Ritchie there, +3. Like to see it. Keegan Keatley, +1, as is Robert Alfredson. Berkeley Catton had a goal, but was a 0. Edstrom with an assist. He's a +1. Let's give Edstrom some more ice time next game. Kevin Ball, -1. Christian Havlid with nothing. Tyler Boucher was a +1. Rick Corrado with nothing as well. So that's 2 games in a row for Rick Corrado having nothing going for him. But that's okay, man. It's okay to start slow, but I need to see production out of these guys. They're fighting for NHL spots. Okay, so I'm giving Edstrom and Tyler Boucher more ice time this game. I'm giving Christian Havlid more ice time and Rick Corrado as well. So let's hope that this can help them out. Defensively, we're going to do... Don Ritchie was good last game. He had an assist, and he was a +1. Kevin Ball, -2, though. Let's get... Oh, I don't have that other defenseman in here, do I? Yeah, that's rough. Okay, first of all, let's put in Justus Anunen. Yeah, Justus Anunen gets to start. Okay, good. And then those are the lines, so let's jump into Game 3. So here we go against Montreal. First period, nothing goes. Second period, 2-0 Montreal. Yikes. And then third period, nothing. But Justus Anunen has a good game, but our forwards really are silent here. So who were the negatives? Negative. Keegan Keatley, -2. So the fourth line was a negative. Other than that, okay, Robert Alfredson was negative as well on that third line, and Don Ritchie. So a weird simulation, but sometimes that happens. All right, these are the lineups for Game 4. If we still don't have, Rick Corrado with any points or really any plus-minus, he might have to go down to the AHL because you're not getting anything done in 4 games in the preseason. That's kind of rough. Edstrom with an assist. He can be probably our 13th forward. Tyler Boucher, he had a good first game. After that, though, not really anything. And Robert Alfredson has 1 assist on the year. Also, Christian Havlid, also with only 1 assist. So these like middle 6 guys here aren't really showing me anything too crazy. Don Ritchie with an assist as a defenseman. That's pretty good. I put Don Ritchie, Kevin Ball in that top pair. And we're going to have Justus Anunen between the pipes this game. He had a great first game, so he's definitely in the lead instead of Marcus Vishnevsky, but Vishnevsky has an 81 overall in a medium elite. I don't know if we can pass that up. Here we are, Game 4 against Tampa, underway now. First period, 1-1 is Robert Alfredson with his first goal of the preseason. Love to see it. Period 2 goes under. Now Ty Dellandrea scores on Justus Anunen. Third period now, 5-3. Yikes. Pablo Kilgore, but Keegan Keatley scores for us. That's a bad game from Anunen. Also a bad game for the probably the plus-minus and the stats of some of these guys as well. Kevin Ball with 2 points. That's good. Walker Reimer on the 4th line, still getting it done. So is Tootin. Christian Havlid gets his 2nd assist so far. Robert Alfredson gets his first goal. Keegan Keatley gets his first goal, Ruslan Zadorov, and then everyone else kind of silent. Edstrom -1, Tyler Boucher with nothing. Rick Corrado with nothing as well. Rick Corrado might be out here, boys. He's a -1 in 4 games, hasn't done anything. I know it's a small sample size, but we're in the preseason, man. You got to fight for your job. So unfortunately, I think we're going to send Rick Corrado down back to the minors. He can play first-line time down there in the AHL, but he just didn't show me anything. He's a -1 in 4 games with no points, no goals, no assists. He has 5 penalty minutes. So we're going to bring back Tim Stützle up, and I'm going to change these lines. I think I might throw Alex DeBrincat on that 3rd line maybe with these other rookies, see what he can get going for them. And let's see how that works out. Substitute in all lines, sure. So Christian Havlid, Edstrom, and DeBrincat. Let's put them on their natural wings, though. Tyler Boucher can stay there with Burke the Cat and Alfredson. They played well that game. And defensively, these two played good defensively together. Kevin Ball got 2 assists, but he's also a -3. Don Ritchie, on the other hand, only 1 assist, but 0 plus minus. They have the same amount of penalty minutes, roughly similar time played as well. These two guys, Noah Dobson and Rasmus Anderson, both -3. That's pretty unacceptable. And Jake Sanderson still on -1. So I don't know if I should make any cuts from this. I'm not loving Kevin Ball, though he did have a really good game last game. So let's keep them the same. Goaltending-wise, Justus Noonan just had an absolute stinker. So let's put Vishnevsky in there and see how the boys perform for our next game. Okay, 5th game of the preseason. We have Vishnevsky between the pipes now up against the hated Detroit Red Wings. Let's go. First period underway. Ruslan Zadorov gets us on the board. Love to see it. Second period, 3-2 for us. Damien Pascal, Tyler Boucher scores. Okay, fighting for that spot. Third period, 4-2 with Dimitri Tutin gonna score. Give us that win over there. So Tutin with 3 points, Pascal with 2 points, Ruslan Zadorov, Alfredson with another point. Alfredson looking good in this preseason as well. Don Ritchie gets us another point as well. Tyler Boucher with a goal. It's a good performance out of the young kids for the most part. Edstrom still with nothing. That's kind of concerning. Christian Havlid with nothing. Kevin Ball with nothing. But it's a good game out of the kids for the most part. I do think we got to make another cut here because we only have 2 games left, so I gotta cut one more person, and I think, but this is the thing, right? Edstrom can play the center position. So Havlid with 2 assists, a -2. Boucher with 2 goals, a +2. Alfredson with a goal and 2 assists. So Alfredson's safe, I think. So between these 3, who's been the worst? I think it's Christian Havlid has been the worst, but he's got value on his side. He's a top prospect, medium elite, 8th overall selection. Edstrom only 1 assist, but he can play center. Tyler Boucher 2 goals. Tyler Boucher should probably stay. So let's get the lines looking how we want them to look for opening day. And remember on defense, I forgot to give him a tryout because I didn't know what to do. But remember on defense, we still have Petri Louis. Is that his name? Petri Louis, something like that. The defensive defenseman who can be giving us some time up here. So we could still have Kevin Ball out, who's making $2 million instead, and put in, I'll just show you guys him because I forget what his name is, but I think it's Petri Louis. And let's see, so it's unsigned players. Petri Louis, the defensive defenseman, 6'3", right side defenseman as well, which we kind of need. So get Kevin Ball out of there, and it replaces the defenseman with another one. So you guys let me know what you think about Petri Louis. I'm going to start the season without him, but I will show you guys what happens in this game. Oh, I'll show you the lines as well. I forgot to show you the lines. So the lines here, we're going to run with our regular season lines now. It's going to look like this. Walker, Reimer, Zadorov, Kilger, Keatley, Tutin, Havlid, Alfredson, Catton, and Boucher. So let's get through our 6th preseason game and see how we do up against Toronto here. I forgot to put Sorokin between the pipes, but that's okay. 1-1, Alfredson scores. Okay, loving Alfredson, man. He's performing well. Jake Clemenson gives us a goal. We're down. Come on, boys. And we win 7-4. Oh my gosh. Damien Pascal scores a hat-trick in 7 minutes. Pablo Kilger with 1, and then Noah Dobson throws in the empty netter. So the boys are looking to perform well here. Pascal obviously did well, but the third line also did okay with, where is he? Tyler Boucher gives us an assist. Keegan Keatley gives us an assist. Alfredson gives us a goal in only 9 minutes as well. So pretty good performance out of the guys here. It was looking bleak, but we turned it around. Rasmus Anderson, I'm not really impressed by him, but that's besides the point. Let's see what the guys look like now. You know what? I'm going to put Alfredson up to that third line and put Christian Havlid down to the 4th because Alfredson has 4 points in 6 games, Havlid only with 2. So let's see if that shakes up the lines a little bit and makes us perform a bit better. So these are what the lines are going to look like for the preseason finale. On defense here, I threw Thomas Chabot up with Jake Sanderson, the now $11 million man. We also have Jake Clemenson with Noah Dobson. Rasmus Anderson, not been impressed impressing me. -4 and only 1 assist in 6 games, so he's getting third line time. Noah Dobson has been okay, and we're going to put Don Ritchie instead of Kevin Ball. Don Ritchie a +5, Kevin Ball a minus, what is he, minus, oh no, he's a +1, I guess, but 2 assists only. Okay, so Kevin Ball did okay as well, but the finale of the preseason, let's try to get a dub here. We have our NHL roster in there, so here we go. First period, 1-0 for us. Ruslan Zadorov scores on Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Second period, 3-1 for us. Tyler Boucher scores shorthanded. Walker Reimer scores on the power play. Oh yeah, I'm also going to have to fix up the power play and penalty kill units because they're all messed up from preseason. But here we go. Third period, 4-2. A very good performance from us. Alex DeBrincat gets his first goal of the preseason. And the 3 stars of the night are Walker Reimer, Ruslan Zadorov, and Noah Dobson. You love to see that as an Ottawa fan. Now that those lines are finished, we're going to start up the regular season here and get going up against the Buffalo Sabres. I'll show you guys the lines one last time, but I will have to fix the power play unit. Alright, so these are what the power play units look like. I've thrown Berkeley Catton up here just to get him some more ice time as a third liner. The second unit power play, we have Don Ritchie here, offensive defenseman. Other than that, it's really hard to decide between because we have so many X-Factor players. But this is what I went with, so let me know if you guys want me to change anything. Throw Alex DeBrincat on the second line, and then penalty kill looks like this. Ruslan Zadorov, who has very good defense, 5-star defensive attributes there. Also threw him with Robert Alfredson, who's going to get first line penalty kill time to hopefully give him some more time on ice. Tim Stützle with Berkeley Catton here. Walker Reimer with Tyler Boucher. Walker Reimer, even though he's listed as a left winger, has 80 faceoffs, so he can definitely win the draw if he has to. And Tyler Boucher has 4.5-star defensive capabilities with 96 stick checking, so I thought he's pretty good for that penalty kill. 3-man penalty kill looks like this. I always like giving Jake Clemenson that time because he doesn't really seem to be growing very much, but it should be okay like that. Extra lines I forgot to do as well, so let me do this real quick. All right, extra lines look like Tim Stützle with DeBrincat, and then on defense, Sanderson and Anderson, Zadorov with Pascal, Chabot and Dobson, Tootin, Reimer, Clemenson, and Ritchie for the 4-on-4. 3-on-3 will look the same. I'm just going to throw in Tim Stützle there. This will be Alex DeBrincat. I hate how long these line changes take, man. This is basically as fast as I can do it as well. This will be Thomas Chabot here. Well, maybe we can make it Jake Sanderson first, then Thomas Chabot, and then Noah. I did the wrong one. Oh my goodness. And then let's go Thomas Chabot here. On the wing, we can throw in Damien Pascal. And then Walker Reimer. Actually, let's go Pablo Kilger. I haven't given him much time. Is Pablo Kilger even on the power play? He's got to be there. So let me put Pablo Kilger on the power play. But where do I put him? Instead of Berkeley Catton, maybe? Yeah, or maybe Don Ritchie. Keegan Keatley. It's his rookie season. I want to give him some time. Let's put him up there instead of Berkeley Catton, man. I know Berkeley Catton is going to be fuming about that, but what else can I do, bro? I've given you time before and you haven't been growing, so let's do that. Pablo Kilger, Damien Pascal, Thomas Chabot, Alex DeBrincat, and Tim Stützle. Second unit now. We also don't have Damien Pascal on the power play either, which I'm now noticing. So we have a lot of names that we got to put up there. So you guys let me know what you think about those lines. Other than that, this is what the team looks like going into our first game here. Defensively, this is what we look like. And goaltending wise, we're going to start with Ilya Sorokin, obviously, who is now dropped to exact fringe starter. So he's going to be dropping off a little bit. This is the last year of his deal, though, and I don't think we'll be re-signing him after it. So those are the lines. You guys saw them. You saw the power play units, the penalty kill units, all that stuff. And now let's jump into our opening day. The banner gets raised at Canadian Tire Center, raising the banner for our Stanley Cup performance of last year. Everyone's going to be giving us our A game as we move on this season. So let's show them that we can take it here in the first period. It's 1-1. Matthew Savoie scores on the power play. play. Then Rasmus Andersson answers back. Rasmus Andersson had a weak preseason, so I'm looking for him to perform better here in the regular season. Second period now, in front of the home ice fans, they're going ballistic. That first line clicking on all cylinders. Damien Pascal and Alex DeBrincat score within 3 minutes of each other. Now third period underway. Shots in Buffalo's favor, score though in ours, and that's all that matters. I'm looking at that third line and fourth line to contribute this season. If anybody's on the hot seat, it is them, but I'm also down for performances like this where we kind of halt the offensive pressure coming towards us and win a game 3-1. I am definitely down for that. 3 stars of the night. Sorokin obviously getting that first start with Damien Pascal with 2 points, Rasmus Andersson with 2 as well. Looking more closely at the individual stats, what do we have? Don Ritchie was a +3. Love to see that. Robert Alfredson played 14 minutes. Christian Havlat only played 9 minutes. Okay. Pablo Kilger here. All right, so the boys, we did our thing out there. 3 goals, mostly scored by that first line. And I think we should leave it there, man. It's a good start to the year. I wanted to get a little bit more done, but that preseason took me way longer than expected. I've been recording now for about an hour and a half, so this will probably be 40-minute, 50-minute video if I'm guessing. So give it a like if you liked it, comment if you're new, and subscribe. Let me know what we should do with Petri Louis here. Should we sign him to a deal? I feel like we really should because he's an 81 overall at 20 years old. He's not going to be growing very much in the SHL. So I think we should sign him up and see what he can do for us. 80 overall. He's got great defensive stats as well. So let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you thought of the video as a whole, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.